Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome back to my channel Leela Web Dev. So now in this video, part 4 of this one, we are going to continue building our app by adding a countdown timer. This timer will count down from a specific time like 1 minute to 0. And when the time runs out, we will display a message that says sorry, your time is up. So alright, before time runs out, let's get started. So first we will define some variables in Kotlin. So here in our code, so here we are having it, right? I will mention something like late init where timer of type countdown timer. So I have mentioned this timer. Now you might notice countdown timer is an abstract class. This one. And in object-oriented programming, we cannot directly create objects from an abstract class. So that's true. But for now, we are only declaring the variable. We haven't initialized it yet. So no error for now. We will face and fix that later when we actually initialize it. Next, we will create a long value that represents the initial time for the timer. So we will write something like private where start time in millis. Okay, I will write it like this. And this one, which should be of type long is equal to 60,000. Sorry. So this is our milliseconds. So that is 60,000 milliseconds, which is equal to 60 seconds or 1 minute. Remember, in Kotlin, we must define time in milliseconds. 1 second is equal to 1000 milliseconds. And if you want 30 seconds means you would write 30,000. The private keyword here means this variable can only be used inside this class. It's a good practice to use private when you don't want other classes to access or modify your variables. If you don't specify anything, Kotlin considers it as public by default. Now we will create another variable to keep track of the remaining time. So here I will be creating another variable, something like where time left millis. So what is the time left? And this one is also long. And this one, for the first time, what I will try to do it is I will assign it start time in millis. So I will make it like this. This means that timer will start with 60 seconds and then count down. So fine. So now we will make a function called start timer. So here I will create a new function here, function start timer. So this is our start timer, and here we will create a timer object. So timer is equal to, so here what I will be trying to do is I will be using the count. So we will be available. Okay, so countdown timer method will be available. So let's try to use it. I will try to explain you this one. Object countdown timer of time left in milliseconds. Okay, time left in millis. And what I want to do, I want to start with the 1000. That's it. And now if I try to do it here, so here you will be able to see what is this object is coming. Okay, countdown timer, and here what coming. Sorry, 1 second. Let me write it again. Timer is equal to object column countdown timer of time left millis comma 1000. Okay, and here so here the same thing. So we are able to get the issues. So let's try to implement it members. So we need to implement the members. So here we are creating the instance. So for this one directly. So now we need to implement these two methods. So now when we are implementing these two methods, so let's try to do it. Now here, so what I'll be trying to have, so we are having two things. That is nothing but onFinish and onTick. So let's break it down. So let's try to understand what is this one. The first parameter, time left in millis, means it is the total countdown clock. So there is nothing but 60 seconds. And the second parameter which you are trying to see it is the 1000. It means the timer updates every 1 second. Now we use the object colon count timer because we can't create an abstract class directly by using object. We are creating an anonymous class that overrides the required functions onTick and onFunction. So if you want, you can also mention it as a separate class, extend, implement, extends, and all those things. But here I am trying to use the same thing. Okay, fine. So now here onTick means it runs every second, and onFinish means it runs every time, runs when time hits the 0. So fine. So inside the onTick function, we will update the time left in milliseconds. So here what I can do it is, so here we find it, right? So time left in millis is equal to millis until finished. So this is the thing which I will do. We also call another function update text to update the timer text on the screen. So let's try to create the update text function here. So I will be having a function update text. So here what I can do it is, so here I can write something like where remaining time, okay, remaining time is equal to time left millis into, sorry, not into, divided by 1000, and here you can convert it into dot to int. So now here text time dot text equal to, so here we need to format it, string dot format of localhost dot default, and here you can give the formation percentage 0 to d, so the 2 digits will be displayed, and here I can do the remaining time. That's it. So now this converts milliseconds into seconds and shows it as a 2-digit number like 05, 04, 03, and so on. So we can also have another function that is nothing but pause timer. Pause timer. So these are all methods which I can use it. So here I can use timer dot cancel. Okay. And we can also have another function, something like reset timer. Reset timer. So here reset timer means what I will do. So time left in millis is there, right? So I will start time in millis. I will try to do it. And here I will do the update text. That's it. So these are the methods which I want to do it. Now let's decide where to call these functions. So now here what I can do, so here we are trying to do this one, right? So here I can do update text. So fine. So this one is finished. Okay. So now, so we finished it off. Now let's decide where we will start. Let's decide where to call these functions. So now here we'll start timer inside the game continue first of all. So here we are having the game continue. So whenever whenever a new question appears, the timer starts automatically. So when the user clicks the OK button, we should pause the timer because the question is answered, no matter if it is correct or wrong. So inside the OK button, so what I can do, so we will listen, we will call something like, here the OK button is there, right? When the user pause timer, so we will do the pause timer. So here in this one, I will try to do the pause timer. Okay, so I am doing the pause timer. So now when the user clicks on the next question, so here when the user clicks on the next question, so what we need to do, so here we need to pause the timer. Okay, and what I want to do it is, I want to reset the timer and I want to start the timer. Okay, so these two things I want to do, and I need to do the game continue. So these are the things I need to do it. So before we run the app, we'll make one small change. So here, okay, so this one is done, right? So game continue, we have did it. And in the game continue, okay, so whenever we are trying to click on the OK, so we are pausing the timer. Okay, in the game continue, okay, fine. So when the game is first time it is continued, so what I need to do, I need to start the timer. I think there is no need to start the timer here. So directly we can start the timer inside this one, right? So whenever the game starts, so we can start the timer. When the symbol is empty or something like that. Okay. Yeah, here we can start the timer. Okay, we have started the timer and on finish. So when this one is finished, right? When this one is finished, we'll try to see those all things also. We'll try to decide it. So now here let's implement So here what I want to do, the timer is there, right? So we need to start the timer. Okay, we have one. Forgot. So now when the game starts, so it will start the timer. Okay. Okay. So when the clicks on, so pause timer, and we'll try to do the pause timer. And when the user clicks on this one, pause timer, reset timer, and when the game continues, so it will automatically be started. So this is all fine. And when the update text is there and pause timer is there, so these all the things will be working. Hopefully everything will be working fine, I'm thinking so. So let's click on this one. So I will be clicking on this one. Let's see what will happen. So let me take some time to execute. So let it execute. So we have started it. Let's click on the edition. So if I click on, something problem came, let me check the problem inside this one. This operation is not implemented, not okay, not yet implemented. Let me try to check it. So now the code is working. So here you will be able to see, so this one 52, 51, 50 and everything, it is coming one by one. So now we are able to see it. If I click on this one, so 5 plus 3, and if I click on this one, 8, and if I click on OK, so here see the timer got stopped. If I click on next again, so the timer starts from 60 again. So 8 plus 8, if I try to give 16, and if I click OK, so whatever it may be, so it is getting. So this is what we are trying to do. And here if I try to give 7, and the life is also decreasing and the timer got passed. If I click on next again, and again it will start. So that's it guys about this one. So now here we have added a countdown timer in our math game app, and the next part we will build the results page where the game ends when the player life becomes 0, and we'll show the final score. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for the next part. So part 5 will be coming soon. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.